Alright guys, here's the infamous solve by completing the square problems. Alright, so how are we going to solve this by completing the square? Remember that solving by completing the square means that we're going to have to find something that's a perfect square. So you can remember the pattern that the perfect squares are things like x squared plus 10x plus 25. That's going to be the square of x plus 5. So in this case, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to take this x squared plus 14x plus 7 equals 0 and get rid of this 7 here so that we can put a blank there. By the way, remember I did a completing a square musical video. You can check it out. It's called Completing the Square the Musical or something like that. Alright, so anyway, we're subtracting 7 from both sides so that we can do x squared plus 14x plus something to complete the square. And it'll equal negative 7. And if we have to add something over here, we're going to have to add the same thing over here. So remember the pattern that for something to be a perfect square, it has to be something where it's half of this number and the square root of this number. So it's going to be half of this number, which is 7. And so 7 must be the square root of this number. So this number must be 49. That must be what will complete this perfect square. So x squared plus 14x plus 49 is the same as x plus 7, the quantity, squared. So equals negative 7 plus 49 is 42. We are going to square root both sides so that we can just get x plus 7 by itself. Again, remember this pattern, that anything squared, if you find the square root, you'll just get that thing by itself. In this case, that thing is x plus 7. So you have x plus 7 equals the square root of 42, which you could keep in square root of 42 form, and then you can simplify it, but we are just going to say it's plus or minus, because remember, every root has a positive and a negative. So it's going to be positive or negative 6.48. Alright, so are we done yet? No, we're trying to solve. We're trying to find x. Until we have something that tells us x equals, we definitely are not done. Well, but the nice thing is there's only one more step. We just have to subtract 7 from both sides. So we've got two things. We've got positive 6.48 minus 7 and negative 6.48 minus 7. So the two solutions for this problem are, this one is negative 0.52, or this one, which is negative 13.48. So those are our two answers that we get by completing the square. And yes, you have to do completing the square to get your full points on the problem that says solve by completing the square. Alright, and we're done.